Welcome to the Daily MBA, where business wisdom is served fresh and fast, straight from one of the top MBA programs in the world. I'll give you summaries of my lectures and readings, as well as the most important insights gained from an MBA, so you can apply all of this knowledge in every business. Let's get started. Hi, in today's episode, I'm going to explain how to create a full funnel marketing approach for a fintech company. In my previous episode, I started introducing what fintech was, all of its different branches, and specifically I started explaining neobanks. I told you all their pros, but also all of their challenges. And one of the main challenges that I mentioned was their high customer acquisition cost. And so this metric, abbreviated as CAC or CAC, is going to be one of the ones that is the most valuable for any fintech company because acquiring clients is going to be very hard, and especially retaining them is also going to be hard. So when you're looking at fintech and specifically how to do marketing, it's better to adopt a full funnel marketing approach. And this approach is not only used for fintech, it's an approach that you can use for any marketing campaign, and it's going to be very useful because this is how marketing works basically. So you can take this episode either for fintechs or for any other company that has high CACs, such as SaaS or other industries that are also struggling with this costs. So let's start by saying, what is the full funnel marketing approach? This is going to be a strategy that covers all of the stages in a customer journey. So it's going to go from brand discovery to becoming a loyal customer and probably even advocating for this brand. And unlike traditional approaches that focus primarily on the conversion or customer acquisition, the full funnel marketing recognizes that buying is a complex process and brands must be present at every single stage of the way so they can foster a strong and lasting relationship with their customers. So the full marketing approach is going to have 3 funnel stages: awareness, consideration, and conversion. And after conversion, there are also some that like to add loyalty and retention as another part of the funnel, but the traditional one is only going to have the 3 main stages. So let's go into each of the 3 stages. The first one is awareness. And in this stage, as the name says it, it's where the customer is going to become aware of the brand. They're going to discover the brand, often through advertising, social media, or online content. And the goal at this stage is going to be build brand recognition and generate interest among the potential client. After you have some potential customer that has the awareness and they already recognized your brand, they are going to pass into the next stage of the funnel, which is going to be consideration. And again, here the name is kind of intuitive. It's going to mean that the potential customer is considering you. So they will evaluate the brand, the products, the services compared to competitors. And in this specific stage in consideration, the brand must demonstrate its value and also build its trust. And lastly, if someone decides that this is the brand that they like, this is the product that they like, and they're going to get it, it's going to be the last part of the funnel. And this one's called conversion. So conversion is going to be where you'll convert, let's say, this client and get him or her to buy your product or service. Here, the potential client will actually make a purchase. It will become a current customer, and the focus will be on facilitating a transaction and delivering an excellent experience. So these are going to be the 3 stages, but then, especially for something that's a service, you might want to expand this funnel a little bit by adding loyalty and retention, because while traditional funnels are going to end at conversion, you have to emphasize, especially in a fintech, for example, that the customer will stay there and will be loyal and maybe might even refer your brand to other people. So brands should consider how they foster loyalty either through personalized experience, exceptional customer service, rewards programs, or different things like that. So this is going to be like an optional extension of the full funnel stage. Now, if we're thinking of what we should do in each part of the funnel, you will have strategies and you will also have tactics. And I explained this a little bit more in detail when I did all of my marketing episodes, But when you're thinking of strategies, you might think of segmentation, targeting, and positioning, for example. And if you're trying to do this, it will be way more tailored. But if, for example, you want to democratize the service that you're creating and you want to be reaching out to the greatest majority of people, then maybe you will take a different approach. The thing is, you're going to have tactics for each one of these funnel parts, so we're going to be changing them depending on which part of the funnel you're in. For awareness, you usually want something big. So you want mass media advertising, you want content marketing, you want SEO, you want social media, PR campaigns, you want influencers, everything that might get your brand out there and will make it better. What we usually saw with fintech companies is that most of them are going to focus on SEOs and on PR or influencers. Because SEOs is when people are looking into opening a new account, and ideally this brand should be ranking high on search engines like Google or other parts. So SEO is going to be a strategy that's very useful for fintechs, but also clients might not trust a brand that's only out there. So they might need to see someone else using it and to see that this brand is reliable. So that's why PR campaigns, influencers are also going to be a good tactic here. Then, if we are talking about consideration, which is where they're going to start comparing this brand against another's, we're going to have to do content marketing, which will include blogs, webinars, you might include customer testimonials, case studies, competitor comparisons, email marketing, or native advertising. So all of these strategies are going to be good for the client to compare your product against other products or your company, let's say, against other companies and see what the value is at this stage. And then lastly, when you're going for conversion, here you'll need to be way more detailed. You need to have clear call to actions, special offers, seamless payment experience, free trials, or real-time customer support. So the person that really wants to buy will have a good experience when he or she is already acquiring this product.
This episode is brought to you by Audi. The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the all-new, fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. It's not just a new EV, it's a new way to experience driving. The all-new, fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron is here. The next chapter of Audi starts now.
I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
What we've seen is that with fintechs, in conversion, one of the most important parts is going to be the onboarding or the ease for creating a new account. Because if you are trying to explore this new bank, you really like this one and you want to open an account, and then you are faced with an awful experience that requires a very long inscription process, you have to give out so many information, it's going to push back some customers. And so that's one of the reasons why the most famous neobanks are having applications that probably last 2 minutes or less to open an account, because you only have to put your information, maybe take a photo to do facial recognition and check your IDs, and you're good to go. So the easier and faster this process is going to be, it's going to be better for getting this customer into the conversion stage. And then eventually, if we keep expanding it, it would pass on to loyalty and retention. So loyalty programs are going to be something that's very commonly used. In banks, it's going to be a little bit different, but over here, you could also include personalized communication, customer support, for example, customer satisfaction surveys, online communities, exclusive offers, all of these things that are going to maintain your client happy with their current product and not to churn or take away your company and switch it to another competitor. So those are going to be some of the tactics that you could use while you're looking at the funnel. And so this funnel is going to be crucial for fintech companies because over here is where they're going to be acquiring most of their clients. And it also has some 5 important elements. The first one is that they should aim to reduce CAC, reduce the customer acquisition costs, because if they provide an amazing service, the users are going to be the ones in charge of spreading out the word of their product. And so this is an approach that Nubank did for a couple of years. They never paid advertising and they solely focused on product. And they made their product so good and their referrals program so good that people would spread the word out for them and they didn't even need to pay for ads because their clients would help them acquire other clients. So this is one of the good things and things that ideally you should try to be doing in this full funnel marketing approach, and trying to make this CAC as small as possible and have your customers become your brand promoters. The second thing that you should aim to do is encourage the adoption of new products. So maybe you already have someone on the funnel over there and this person is creating a new account. When you're talking about fintech, this might be the perfect part for asking this person to open more accounts. So maybe if they're opening a savings account, you can also offer a crypto investment account or a checkings account and just bundle up so they can acquire more services in just one introduction point. Because this is going to help introduce customers to all of your other additional products and services they may find valuable at 0 or very little effort. The third thing that companies should be aiming for is how can they improve their lifetime value, usually abbreviated as LTV. And so lifetime value is going to be how much money approximately each client is going to bring into the firm. And many fintech customers are usually going to be price sensitive or they will be attached to promotional offers and referrals. So what you have to find as a company is a way to not only make this transaction momentary or for 3 months, but how can you increase the amount of time that the user will spend with you? Because this is going to be essential for profitability, increasing the lifetime value. The fourth thing that all of the fintech companies should be aiming to do in this funnel approach would be differentiating, of course, in this highly competitive market. So as I was telling you earlier, the fintech industry is highly competitive, and it's very hard to differentiate because you're all providing the same service, which is savings account, maybe a checkings account, maybe an investment product. But you don't have as much offerings. The details are going to be the ones that matter. So user experience or smaller things like that, customer support are going to be the differentiators, and you need to communicate all of that at every stage. So all of the customer journey is going to be accompanied by the value that this firm is creating. And the fifth and most important thing that companies should be using this funnel for is for building trust. So as I was telling you, this is going to be, again, one of the biggest challenges of neobanks, and fintechs have to establish trust with their customers, and they have to do it throughout all of these marketing stages. So I'll say again, all of the 5 things that fintechs should do. They should be reducing their CAC, encouraging the adoption of new products or bundling. They should be increasing the long-term customer. So I'll summarize all of the things that I just said fintechs should be doing in this funnel approach because there are many. So I want you to have them clear. The first one was reducing CAC or the customer acquisition costs, or trying to lower them down as much as possible. The second one was encouraging the adoption of new products, so maybe bundling up in this onboarding. The third one would be increasing the lifetime value of the customer. The fourth one would be differentiating themselves in this highly competitive market. And the fifth one would be building trust. So here you would have all of the things that a fintech should be doing in this funnel approach. And so you might be thinking, okay, that sounds relatively easy. How do we do it? Most of it's going to be achieved, or at least demonstrated through analytics. So here it's going to be very important that you have clear data, clear performance tracking, clear KPIs that you want to reach, because businesses should be leveraging their web analytics tools and conversion tracking, performance metrics, all of this in order to assess the campaign effectiveness at each funnel stage and make the necessary adjustments to see if it's generating the results that they were expecting. Also, you'll have things that you won't be able to measure, such as the brand impact, because that you can't see it in a specific number, but ideally you should try to measure the long-term impact of the brand building campaigns through awareness, preference, or maybe loyalty indicators. So, as a conclusion, the full funnel marketing is going to be a very comprehensive and essential strategy for any marketing campaign, but especially for fintech companies that are seeking to bring in new customers and to build a lasting customer relationship with them and be differentiated in this super highly competitive landscape. If you liked my episode, share it with other friends who want to learn more about MBA concepts. Give me a review or tell me in the comments if you found it useful, because this is going to motivate me a lot to keep sharing all of my MBA notes with you. Make sure to subscribe, because next week I'm going to keep talking about more important concepts that you should consider in the fintech space. I'll see you next week.